Good evening, everybody. Good evening indeed. Welcome to the Vertex Brands Hatch iRacing Challenge. The wonderful ARCA Menards Chevrolet Impala is being raced here this evening at the incredible Brands Hatch Indy circuit, a legendary circuit and an absolute staple of any British racing championship. My name is Chaz Draycott, and this is another amazing event organised by the guys at Vertex. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all. We've got an interesting, very interesting combination for these drivers tonight, similar to mimicking the NASCAR Euro Series, which races around here at the American Speedfest every year. And in ties with that, drivers out there tonight could win the pair of tickets on offer for American Speedfest. Obviously, all the usual terms and conditions apply and all that sort of stuff, because there are potential effects on the event not happening at the moment. A lot of the government things could very quickly change all that, but we stay positive and we get on with the evening and we see what we've got. Now the drivers are out in qualifying at the moment, and currently it is this man, Ben Creaner, who is top of the pile in the number 18 machine. He's actually registered as car 38, but he's got a livery on there with the number 18 on it, because iRacing allows you to put your own numbers on there. But Ben was incredibly fast last time we did this. Now, I first teamed up with Vertex at the start of lockdown 2020 to do precisely this same event. It's just that they didn't have a prize on offer that time. It was a NASCAR Fans UK special event, as, whoopsie, Ben loops it around the first corner at the bottom of Paddock Hill Bend, one of the scariest corners in the world. There's Stephen Daly, and the number 7 machine decided to pull it over. There's the 45 of Harry Grindle, getting very, very sideways. These cars then, they were made around 2009. They're over 600 horsepower, 650. And as they come towards you there, you'll notice the bodywork is not symmetrical. Because of, obviously, being part of NASCAR, you can see the body sticks out a lot more on the left-hand side of the car. They are all made to turn left. And here, they only turn left, what, twice? Graham Hill Bend and Surtees. Now here's Mikey Doble in the Cam-E Motorsport machine. Gorgeous looking car. Number 88. He's got his teammate Kenny Mitchell in the number 4 out there tonight as well. Ooh, bit of a wiggle there from him. Aaron Thompson in the number 41 car. The Reese's Pieces machine. Let's hope his evening doesn't fall to pieces by the time it's done. But it's a long old qualifying session, this. We've got half an hour of quali. This is Kyron O'Malley in the O'Malley Motors car, Vertex branding on that machine as well. He has got Brian Crowell's just going down the inside of him there in the number 48. And we've got the boss man, Alex Sedgwick, in a replica of his ARCA machine that he raced over in the States as well. That thing looks so, so good with the NBA 2K21 branding on it as well. You've got to love that. And we have defending double Vertex Stock Car Cup champion Aaron Smith with us this evening as well. Great to have Aaron on the grid once again. He is a real staple of any of these events. Currently 12th at the moment is Joe Warhurst, and he's, I'm sure, wondering how his evening is going to go. It's a very, very pretty livery on the Chevy. He's had a little bit of a moment there at Graham Hill Bend. Gets it back underway as Kyron O'Malley's off the circuit. And my mate Ben Gregory's out there this evening in the Jericho liveried Team Boosted car, the Boosted Motorsport machine. Gorgeous livery on Ben's car. He's done an absolutely cracking job on that thing. He likes a livery, does Ben. He does paint cars very, very well, as you see here. So hats off to Ben. If it goes as well as it looks, he should do pretty well this evening. Aaron Thompson pulls over. It's so, so loud, isn't it? These things make a hell of a racket. And I'll tell you what we'll do. As we've got Harry Grindle coming around the final corner, we'll go on board with him, onto the dash of the car, hard onto the power. Listen to that. 5.8 litre V8 in these cars, 650 brake horsepower. They're doing well over 120 miles an hour by the time they get to turn 1, and unfortunately that's a little bit too much for Harry Grindle. Just look at the way it picks up on the power, though. It's such a beast to handle on the brakes. Now, this is actually quite a difficult part of the circuit. Going back down the hill out of Druids, you've got to get the car over to the right-hand side. Hope it turns in as much as you want it to. Get it levelled out for Graham Hill Bend. Don't light it up too much on the AstroTurf on the right. Although I say AstroTurf, it's actually concrete with plants sort of planted in the holes. Through Surtees, very difficult to get right. And you've got the long right-hander at Clearways. Smooth onto the power for Harry Grindle. You can hear the rears trying to step away. There's 120 mile an hour. Oh, and there's Brian Crowell's coming out of the pits. We've got a number of people on outlaps now. Nice little slide there from Grindle, and again. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. But it's Ben Kriener that's fastest at the moment. Of course, NASCAR Euro Series driver is Ben Kriener. So too was Alex Sedgwick. Is that Aaron Smith off? Oh, Aaron's off in a big way. And he gets the car out of the way very quickly. Ben Gregory's also just gone back to the pits. Warhurst just dropped down to 11th place. He did get up into 10th, but Ben Bennyworth has just beaten him. Kenny Mitchell improved, but is 1 second off the pace. Now, to discuss the prizes for this evening. Basically, there's a random draw at the end of the night. You have to finish both races, but you could win a pair of tickets to the American Speedfest at Brands Hatch. You could win NASCAR Euro Series Garage Tour for 2 people at the American Speedfest. You can also win 5 sets of signed limited edition BELFOR and NBA 2K21 NASCAR Hero cards. And if you're taking part in the live chat, then you can also win some hero cards as well. So even you wonderful people in the chat could end up with a prize at the end of the evening. We will speak to Alex Sedgwick later, who will do the draw live on air. And we have 2 38-lap races around here, so the drivers have got quite a lot to think about here. It's not just a case of point and go in these machines. They have to manage it over 38 laps. Think about tyres, think about fuel as well. Good to see Betty O'Malley in the chat. She's been supporting Kyron since he started racing with us. Now look at Ben Bennyworth's livery there. You've got to love that. The number 96 machine. The Napa Auto Parts livery with the headlights blanked out as well. I think that looks so retro. Got to love it. Blip on the throttle as he comes down into turn 1. Paddock Hill Bend, such a scary corner. Brian Crowell is just coming back out the pits on the Track Velocity Racing machine. Now, interesting story about Brian. He basically knows the boss man Alex Sedgwick because he used to be on the spanners for him at Brax Racing. Aaron Thompson's just got off the circuit into the wall and left some Reese's Pieces in the gravel. But do say hello in the chat. Let us know how your evening going. Well, it's going better than my English is going. Let us know how your evening is going, who you're rooting on this evening, or who you're rooting for. It'd be a great thing to do as a commentator, to speak English, wouldn't it really, Chaz? Anyway, here's Stephen Daly in the Pepsi branded and DuPont branded number 7. He's got Mikey Doble just in front now. Mikey is a real star to watch. He's racing in the BMW Compact Cup this year and in Ginetta GT5 Challenge. And he's very handy in cars like this as well in the sim. He's got this beautifully painted Cami Motorsport car. Kenny Mitchell painting a pair of them. Racing for Luby, by the way. If you haven't already heard about Racing for Luby, I do urge you to go look them up. Basically, to cut a long story short, for broadcast sake, unfortunately Kenny Mitchell's sister was diagnosed with cancer in the last, I believe it was 12 to 18 months. So Kenny has launched the campaign Racing for Luby, or hashtag Racing for Luby, using his number 4 that he uses at every race he can to try and raise money for Cancer Research UK, and of course raise awareness for the fantastic work that the people at Cancer Research UK are doing, and to help their funds in helping us beat cancer in the long run. Now, Kenny did say he wasn't particularly looking forward to getting back to road racing tonight, as Ben Kareen is just checking out the sponsor hoardings. But Kenny was saying that he's not really a road specialist. He's been taking part in the series that I run, the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship, and he's not been having the best of times, unfortunately. As Mikey Doble's gone fastest. Doble does a 47.6. Now, we had people in the Discord channel mentioning that 47s is just alien pace, and somebody, I think, did a 47.9. 47.6 is just incredible by Mikey Doble. What a lap time. The car certainly shines, and so does Mikey by the look of it. You've got to love it. You have to love it. That was the number 7 there, Stephen Daly just coming in behind. He's just gone off the circuit as well. And here's Ben Bennyworth in the 96. And he's hoping that he knows how to get a quicker time out of this thing. That was Joe Warhost, who is now up into 8th position. Now, one advantage that the drivers have tonight is that we've not got a monstrous grid like we had the last time we did this. I think we had some 28, maybe 30 cars last time in the NASCAR Fans UK special event. So this time having a grid of 13 is actually an advantage to them, because they can run their own race and not worry about traffic too much. Because around a circuit like this, where a lap isn't even 50 seconds, traffic can always be an issue. I mean, the British Touring Car Championship even has traffic in 20-minute races here. It's a hell of a circuit. Brands Hatch Indy circuit looks so simple on paper, but it's really not. It is far from simple. Here's Aaron Thompson just going up through Druids. Listen to that intake open up as he puts his foot down, pops and bangs as they overrun. Only 29 thousandths of a second between the top two at the moment. It's awesome to see. You can see the streaks into the grass where people have gone off. Don't forget as well, everybody, if you do like what you're seeing, make sure you do subscribe to Vertex. We cover a number of different championships with me, Chaz Draycott, as the primary broadcaster here. I solo broadcast and commentate these events. But this is not the only event we do. We have a mixed bag World Cup, which is a number of different disciplines. The drivers can go from racing rallycross cars one week to GT cars at Imola the next, and then we're doing the off-road trucks at Crandon next Wednesday. And we also have track velocity racing organised events as well. We're doing the Windback 150 using NASCAR Next Gen cars, the brand new cars, at North Wilkesboro. One of the Big Daddy circuits, one of the real old school ovals. So if you do want to see more and catch more sim racing action, then do make sure you subscribe. And if you like what you're hearing as well, of course, you can check me out at chazdraycott.com. I do all sorts of motorsport commentary, from sim racing to UK club meetings to FIA European Championships as well. I'm the commentator this year for the FIA European Truck Racing Championship. I had my first weekend with them last week, and it was absolutely sensational at the Hungaroring. I wasn't there in person, unfortunately, but still, the racing was absolutely epic. I've also been going around Europe this year with Clio Cup Europe. Now, I've been travelling with them, which has been amazing. I was at Mazzano a few weeks ago in Italy. What a fantastic track that is. Anyway, what a fantastic man this is. Mikey Doble, really on a mission here. Brian Crowles has gone third fastest ahead of Aaron Smith. Now you're going to see some commitment here from Mikey Doble. Look at that. Stabs the throttle to get the back end around, to get the car pointed in. Who's that in front of him? That's Kyron O'Malley. Oh, as Mikey's overdone it there a little bit. with a spin at Druids. Doesn't beach it like David Leslie did in 1996, but still makes a nice pirouette out of it. This is Kyron O'Malley in the 41 of Aaron Thompson. Aaron just trying to find a way through so he can use the clear air in front of him. Oh, nearly a bit of contact there. Look at these cars really hunker down onto the ground. They look so softly set up. Now, Alex has worked on a setup for this evening to mimic the NASCAR Euro Series, as I mentioned. So the cars will have a lot of visual body language and behaviour. We'll see them move around a lot. But so far it's Mikey Doble fastest, 62 thousandths of a second ahead of Ben Creaner. He has improved slightly. Brian Crowles is third, just over 2/10 down. Then it's Aaron Smith, then Alex Sedgwick. He's only just ahead of Stephen Daly. Ben Gregory half a second off at the moment, followed by Harry Grindle, Joe Warhurst and Aaron Thompson. Then it's Ben Bennyworth, Kenny Mitchell and Kyron O'Malley. Kenny Mitchell's just going back out the pits now, actually, so Kenny's sticking with it. Like I say, if you finish both races tonight, then you are in the random draw, basically, to win some of the prizes on offer. Love the livery on Kenny Mitchell's car. It looks great on every car that he paints, that livery. He tends to run the same livery across all of his cars. Really nice uniform stuff. It just looks absolutely stunning. In front of him there is Harry Grindle for Team Kamikaze. He's got something on the back of that car. It says McGann on the front end of it as well, obviously with the Renault badges on it. I think it says "Don't push my darling" at the back of it. Yeah, hey, don't push my darling, I'm pretty sure is what it says on the back. He's just gone around Kyron O'Malley. And Kyron's back down the inside. Now you're going to see drivers making mistakes in this race, because when you have to adjust your course due to there being another car beside you, it's so easy to just stamp on the brakes a little bit too hard, get on the throttle a little bit too hard as Kyron goes around in the background there. But when you have to adjust, like I say, with a driver next to you, it's so easy to lose it. I really do like this livery though on Harry Grindle's car. It looks really good. I like the Reese's Pieces machine. I like Ben Creaner's car as well. The number 18. Stephen Daly's gone off for a Pepsi in the grandstands. But Alex Sedgwick's car, mimicking the car he races in real life, looks absolutely awesome. And it really shows off how much that bodywork is asymmetrical, doesn't it? Now the big coloured stripes that you see on the rear bumpers of these cars, you see Stephen Daly's got yellow ones. That's to basically signify their iRacing license. So if you've got blue, you're an A-class license holder, which is, it's based on safety rating, so it's not necessarily how quick you are. If it's, I believe, green, you've got a B license, yellow is C, and orange is D. Some drivers have them turned on, some don't. I don't think Brian Crowles has got his, but I don't think Mikey Doble's got his turned on. They take up a lot of real estate on those rear bumpers, so I know that some people like to have them turned off. You didn't used to be able to turn them off in liveries though, so some of these guys may be running older liveries. Still, we've not got long now. 15 seconds of the session left to go. Brian Crowles is going to start another lap. But if we're running off the iRacing heat system, he will not be able to complete this lap before the session ends. It will just end instantly. Oh, he's overdone it anyway, to be fair. And yeah, the session ends completely, so it's done via the iRacing heat racing system, I should say. 2 races tonight then, and this is the grid for the very first one. Mikey Doble lines up alongside Ben Creaner with Brian Crowles and Aaron Smith on row 2. Then it's Alex Sedgwick alongside Stephen Daly on row 3. Ben Gregory and Harry Grindle make up row 4. Joe Warhurst will start in 9th place ahead of Aaron Thompson in 10th. Then it's Ben Bennyworth and Kenny Mitchell in 12th. And then it's Kyron O'Malley. And no, I'm not on the grid. But me being an idiot, I signed up as a driver and not a spectator. So you can blame me for that one. Blame Chaz. Everyone does. So it's going to be a rolling start, of course. So we wait behind the beautiful iRacing Porsche pace car, or safety car. But for the sake of this evening, it's the pace car, because that's what they call it in American racing. There's Brian Crowles lining up. Ben Kriener and Mikey Doble join him on the grid. And they're just going to be waiting for me now, because I'm not there, and I'm registered as a driver. And I've not taken to the grid. They all have to wait the full time. So, sorry. Either way, I think this grid size is going to be perfect for this evening. Looking at the men on the front row of the grid, Mikey Doble, like I said before, races in BMW Compact Cup and Ginetta GT5 Challenge. In the real world, that is. Ben Kriener alongside him. Very, very talented young man is Ben Kriener. He's, I believe, the youngest ever Euro NASCAR driver there has been. And he remains to be very exciting to watch in the sim. He's also racing in the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship. He's been a race winner in the Vertex Stock Car Cup as well, I believe. So tonight, he could be very, very potent indeed. Right then, the pace car gets moving, and Mikey Doble will lead the field away. Look how much these cars lean back when they put the throttle on. Fantastic noise, absolutely fantastic noise. You've got to love it. So, first race of the night then. Who do you all think is going to take the win here? We've seen some incredible pace by these guys up front, but are we going to get clean racing from all of them all the way through? Are we going to see accidental contact? Are we going to see people spinning off? Let us know. Pop it in the chat. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Vertex, of course. We would really appreciate your support and get us over that 100 subscriber mark. Now look what Ben Kriener is doing here. He doesn't want to stay on the outside, Mikey Doble, or does he? He's there waiting. But the first race of the night then, in the Vertex Brands Hatch iRacing Challenge is... go! And Kriener instantly dips below the high line to get down the inside of Mikey Doble. Doesn't work for him. What about shenanigans further back? Any contact? Ben Gregory is side by side. Behind him, actually, Warhurst is down the inside of Grindle. He's gained a place straight off the bat. Through the middle goes Warhurst. Runs a little bit deep. He's going to lose places now at Druids. Needs to be careful of the cars on his inside. He's side by side with Grindle once again. Down the inside into Graham Hill. Ben gets it done. No contact or shenanigans up front, but Aaron Smith is side by side with Alex Sedgwick. Sedgwick up to 4th. But at the front, end of the first lap, it's Mikey Doble that leads the way. Ben Kriener right behind him though, trying to get the run. Listen to that thing. They're not very long laps here at Brands Hatch Indy. Kriener looks to the inside, Doble says not in your life. There's Daly chasing down Smith, and then Warhurst trying to wage war on Ben Gregory. Looks to the inside, big send from Warhurst. Oh, he's gone straight on, collects Gregory. That's going to go down like a lead balloon. Gregory loses 2 places out of that. And does he lose any more? Big sideways moment from the 41. Oh, Warhurst's gone deep at the next corner as well. Maybe a bit overconfident on the brakes. Now Gregory's down the inside through Surtees. They stay side by side. Grindle just in front. Oh, Joe's gone deep again. Gregory gets collected by it again. And Aaron Thompson goes down the inside in the 41. Now Ben Gregory's got to deal with Kenny Mitchell. So through no fault of his own, Ben Gregory has lost 3 places. Fastest lap of the race done by Alex Sedgwick. Oh, that hurt me head. Big sideways moment through Paddock Hill Bend for Alex. Oh, we've got Aaron Smith off the road. Smith is in the wall hard and he's damaged the rear end of the car. We've got more cars off. Ben Gregory in there. Kyron O'Malley's had his own issue as well. Here's what happened to Kyron. Oh, he's gone in a bit too hot. Aaron Smith had a big issue through Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, it's a sideways move. Oh, it just compresses like mad at the bottom of the hill. And Ben Gregory has the same issue, but it goes the other way and into the wall. So lively stuff already here then. But these ARCA Chevy Impalas are not easy to drive. No ABS, no traction control, 650 horsepower from a 5.8 litre V8. Big power, very little in the way of nimble handling capabilities here. Oh, Kyron's off again. He's had the same issue at the bottom of the hill, and now Smith and Gregory fighting away. Smith's got that damage on the back of the car. New damage model doing its bit at the moment. Still looks good though, doesn't it? Looks realistic. Piece hangs off the back of the car. But this is the closest fight on track at the moment. It's for the lead. Mikey Doble potentially looking after his tyres at this early stage. Carina maybe just working them a bit too hard. Mikey is defending so well though. So well indeed. A bit further back. Warhurst has just got past Grindle for 6th place. Grindle now looks like he could be under attack from Aaron Thompson, but nice move forward from Joe Warhurst. Biggest mover in the field so far. He's gained 3 spots in this race, as you see on the left hand side, if you can read it. Chaz doesn't have the best colours for that, I'm afraid. So Doble leads the way then. Barely anything between them last time they triggered any of the sectors. Less than 0.3 of a second now. Carina really on the attack. And again, Ben knows what he's doing in a car that handles like this. At the end of the day, he's made his craft of racing them in real life. Kyron O'Malley bouncing back after his spin, doing the best time he's done all race, which is good. Ben Carina had the rear end step out on him for a moment there. Now he's got Brian Crowles right behind. Brian the dark horse at this point. He's just following his own line here and just keeping it nice and smooth while these guys in front show little inklings of defending and attacking from one another. Alex Cedric is not too far back from these boys. He has dropped off a little bit. He's a second behind Brian Crowles now, so these guys at the very front putting the pace down. Grindle has started to catch back up to Joe Warhurst just in front of him. He's bringing Aaron Thompson with him though. You've got to love the speed of these things. 230 kilometres an hour down the not quite straight here at Brands Hatch before they're on the brakes. It's awesome to see. Up the hill again, hard on the brakes into Druids. Nice and stable through there. Somebody who's not going to have a stable backside through there is Mikey Doble. He's having to work very, very hard indeed here. Now he's got Kyron O'Malley next up, which is lap traffic to these boys. So he's going to hope that he can get past cleanly and that Carina doesn't gain anything from this. Kyron does a good job, stays out of the way. Doesn't really affect our lead battle. I think Carina maybe had to just tighten his line a little bit, but that was it. climbing all over the back of him now for the race lead, though, is Ben Kriener. 5th place at the moment as well, just up the hill there. Stephen Daly. He's doing a fine job at the minute in 5th place. Warhurst has still got Grindle and Thompson right behind him. And then Ben Bennyworth not too far behind. Kenny Mitchell a little bit more of a gap back. And Ben Gregory has got ahead of Aaron Smith and cleared him. Got away quite considerably, actually, considering that Aaron is the double Vertex Stock Car Cup champion. I think we ought to look at that. We do have the Mixed Bag World Cup replay graphic there. What happened here then? Well, I think Aaron's just had a bit of a moment and got out of Ben's way there. This is your race leader, Mikey Doble. Oh, Kyron's gone off. O'Malley's off the circuit. I was going to say Ben Kriener needs to worry now because Brian Krause is starting to pressurise him. And this is going to help Mikey Doble. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Little blip of the connection here. Just going to get back into the session now, and we will crack back on. Sorry about that. This happened yesterday evening as well. It's an issue that I've been looking into, but unfortunately sometimes you can't plan it and you can't stop it. So bear with me and we'll get back in the session and continue the race. The race is still going on, it's just unfortunately I'm not in the session. So 2 secs and we'll be right back at it. It's just loading in now. Okay, so you join us again then, everybody. We're back with it now. Here we go. Mikey Doble still leading the way then. Now Ben Kriener seems to have got away from Brian Krause a little bit there, so the gap has actually disappeared to Alex Sedgwick behind him now. It looks to me, unfortunately, like Kyron O'Malley has called it a day. He's in the pits at the moment. There's some sort of incident somewhere. Again, apologies for that blip there, everybody. It does happen. It's just typical that it happens to me more than a lot of other people. Either way, liveries are reloading and the race is still in full swing. So is the back end of Brian Krause's car. Down the straight they go once again then. Cedric moving around a lot down there, just to see whether he can find some space to get past Brian Krause, but we all know it's not that easy. We hope you're all enjoying the show, everybody. Like I say, apart from that, Kyron is going to go back out there, which is good, so he's going to give it a go. As I mentioned earlier, you have to finish both races to be in with a chance, and Kyron knows that, and he's pushing on, so fair play. Someone that's really pushing on is Brian Krause. These tyres are starting to go off now for a lot of these drivers, so they're going to have to be more and more careful getting on the power, as we saw there from Brian. Looks to me like Cedric has been looking after his tyres, and at this point he's just got that little bit more pace than Brian. But overtaking is really not easy in these cars. Brian's going to have to get one hell of a slide to really let Alex through here. Or Alex is going to have to get one hell of a run to fly past him. Could this be said run at the final corner? Over the crest, hard into the brakes, nothing doing there. And the gap to the front has actually got a little bit smaller as well. Ben Kriener closing back up to Mikey Doble now, so this fight could rebuild itself. Down the hill into Graham Hill Bend they go. Mikey Doble's done a smashing job so far, though, at holding on to this race lead. The number 88 machine on a mission. You've got to love how big the hill is up towards Druids from Paddock Hill Bend. It's absolutely incredible. Just looking down the times. And to be fair, everybody's doing quite similar laps at the moment. But now Cedric is ahead of Brian Krause. He's got the move done. Alex gets a good run out of the final corner and Brian moves over. Brian says, I'm not going to hold you up, mate. There is no point me holding you up at this stage. So this is Warhurst with the Renault Megane of Harry Grindle right behind him. That sounded like a clutch kick there from Joe Warhurst. Maybe just a spike in the revs as he changes up through the gears. You can feel the power as... Oh, Aaron Smith is in. Oh, Aaron Smith has been off track big time. He's come out of the pits. So he's been in to get repairs. He's been in for a few minutes. He's gone off the track and then back on. And he goes all the way around the rest of the lap on the grass, sorry, and then comes back into the pits. Very strange. Oh, there's a big wobble there for Aaron Thompson. He's got Ben Bennyworth and Ben Gregory right behind him, Ben's squadron. So this fight is well and truly on. Then behind them is Kenny Mitchell as well, so it's not like he's out in the middle on his own, is Aaron Thompson. Harry Grindle and Joe Warhurst are the battle ahead, but they're some 6 seconds, nearly 7 seconds up the road. Big lock-up. Big lock-up for Aaron Thompson. His tyre will feel like a Reese's Piece at the moment. Bennyworth goes through. Gregory looks there as well. Now, Bennyworth gets a bit overzealous. on his way into Druids, confident after taking the move, and then Ben Gregory says, thanks very much, boys, I'll take that, and I'll see you later. He'll be really pleased with himself there, will Ben. Now what can Bennyworth and Thompson do about reinvigorating this fight? Oh, look at that big send down the inside by Thompson. Can Bennyworth get some sort of cutback? No, Thompson sticks on the inside, parks at the apex, and he can't go anywhere. Now, lead fight, getting closer and closer. This is lap 23 of 38. I'm pretty sure that some of the guys will take tyres and try and get some fresh rubber for the end, but I'm not sure it's worth adding on all the time it takes to complete a pit stop. Mikey chucks it through the long right. Back up the hill. Kriener doing a great job at chasing him. This battle's still going on as well as they just come to cross the line now. Grindle just behind Warhurst. Got a car compressed like mad at the bottom of Paddock Hill Bend. They've got Kyron O'Malley just in front of him. There's a little bit of a blink in and out there. Looks like Warhurst's gone in deep. Oh, he's lit up the rears as well. Big slide, and Grindle doesn't need a second invitation. Straight through he goes. I'm afraid Joe Warhurst made his own bed there, and that's a lie in it, and now he's down to 7th place. Closest fight on track, though, is still Ben Bennyworth and Aaron Thompson. Just a little peek up the inside there from Bennyworth. Nothing doing, though. Thompson's gone a little bit deep into the final corner. Bennyworth can't quite hook the car up in the way he needs to. Kenny Mitchell's not going anywhere either. He's sat behind these guys, ready for a fight should it present itself. Bennyworth's gone in a little bit hot, but he's going to try and get some sort of cutback again. To go down the hill up towards Druids. He moves over to the right, has a blink in and out, scares the life out of Aaron Thompson. Still doesn't make it through, but look how suddenly Kenny Mitchell has arrived on the scene here. Kyron O'Malley's just been off the circuit for a moment. You can see the guilty tyre tracks on the right hand side of your shot for a moment there. This still goes on then. We're into the final third of the race, 12 laps to go. Mikey Doble still out in front. He won his first race in the Vertex Stock Car Cup last season. Oh, Kyron's gone off again. He's off at turn 1. But Mikey's looking to make a little more of an impact on his CV within this Vertex community. And he wants to say, I won one of the races in this special event. He's certainly on his way to do so at the moment. Lap 27 then, round Druids. Down towards Graham Hill Bend, hard on the brakes. Make sure you get the car turned in nice and smoothly. A little bit of wheel spin from the rears there by Mikey Doble. Kriener's still just about hanging on though. Warhurst is trying to get back past Grindle. Grindle's not really disappeared up the road, so these two have been on very similar pace all race long. And that continues again. They did all. Sorry everybody, that time we had a disconnection from the OBS server. The internet stays up, OBS goes down this time. This is really piling up against me at the moment, isn't it? Awful. So Mikey Doble still leads this, but Ben Kriener all over the back of him. All over the back of him. For those that don't know what OBS is, by the way, it's the streaming server, effectively, that I send my data to. and then OBS then sends it out to YouTube. So it seems like there was an issue with OBS there. Promise you, it's all out of my control. This just disappears, but I do my best to rectify it and get it set back up again. So we are definitely still here, still fighting. And so are these guys. Kenny Mitchell now between the top two. I say between the top two, you know what I mean. Ben Pennyworth 9th, Aaron Smith out of the race, Aaron Thompson in 11th. Sorry, just trying to collect my thoughts here and just make sure everything's working again. Mikey Doble just casually keeping this car so smooth. Out of Druids, out of Graham Hill Bend. Just making it look effortless so far. 6 laps to go after this one. Now, closest two on track, Harry Grindle and Joe Warhurst. These two have been fighting all race long. It's been great to watch. So much fun between the pair of them. Whoa, big sideways from Joe Warhurst. Certainly a showman, isn't he? Really chucks it sideways there. Oh, and again and again. Now the tyres are definitely going off here. Oh, we've got a car off. There, that's Kyron O'Malley. He's had a bit of a tough time in this race. He's got damage to the front left of the car. Entire front left arch missing by the look of it. Looks like he's got some sort of steering damage as well. It's not behaving itself. So lap 34 out of 38 then. Kenny Mitchell is rounding out your top 10. His teammate, Mikey Doble, is the race leader. Ben Kriener sticking with him. Alex Cedric is some 7 seconds back now. It's not. Apologies everybody, that's another internet dropout, but we're still fighting, we're still going. I'm going to make sure that this stream makes it through. Just loading back into the sim again now, over halfway through already, so we will be back with the guys on track in just a moment. Hopefully we do catch them in time, because Mikey Doble was very close to winning the race. That's if Ben Kriener doesn't stop him, so we will find out imminently what is going to happen. I know we lost a number of you for a moment there. Let's get back to it. Mikey Doble is on the final lap of the race now. Ben Kriener is not able to match him at the moment. He's actually opened up that gap now to over a second to Ben Kriener. Ben is just pushing very hard indeed. He's very sideways, manages to save it. He's still ahead of Alex Cedric by quite a long shot, who's now under pressure from Brian Crowles. And Brian may get through for third place here, and he's actually in front. But we have to look to the front because Mikey Doble rounds the final corner and takes an absolutely flawless victory across the line. Very well done to Mikey. Beautiful stuff. You've got to love it. Ben Kriener's going to finish second, and Brian Crowles, he's going to beat the boss man across the line. It's a humongous drift by Alex Cedric. Can Stephen Daly get there as well? Just not able to at the line, but fantastic, fantastic racing. Absolutely fantastic racing between those guys. That was so much fun to watch. Joe Warhurst is going to beat Harry Grindle across the line. Great stuff from those guys. Absolutely great stuff. They were fighting all race long. Nice recovery from Ben Gregory. He's going to finish in 8th position. And Ben Bennyworth is going to be some 6 seconds back in 9th. Kenny Mitchell just behind him. But there is your race winner, Mikey Doble, having some sort of opposite tug of war with the 41 machine. Amazing stuff. Mikey Doble then takes the first heat win of the night. Ben Kriener finishes in second place, some 2.7 seconds back. Then it's Brian Kralls and Alex Sedgwick. Stephen Daly just behind in fifth place. He was so close at the line there. That was unbelievable. Joe Warhurst finishes ahead of Harry Grindle for 6th and 7th, ahead of Ben Gregory 8th, Ben Bennyworth in 9th, and Kenny Mitchell finishing in 10th. We then have Aaron Thompson in 11th, Kyron O'Malley finishing 12th, Aaron Smith unfortunately not finishing the race, although he did just go flying past our camera there, and I did not take part in the race, no. Wow. What an amazing first race we had though. So much going on all the way through that. And it was pretty endless action, to be honest. It seemed like everybody had a fight to have, and especially this man. Alex, you... I don't really know where to look for half of that, to be honest, mate. We've had a few disconnections so far. It's not been the smoothest of shows, but for you, it seemed like you had a battle to fight every single lap, whether that was with the car or other drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's another one of those races where I've not been able to put in a huge amount of practice, so just been kind of learning on the fly. I tried to save my tyres a little bit at the very start, to then obviously have a bit at the end to come back. And kind of mid-race, the plan was going well. Obviously, Brian missed a shift, so I got past him, but then I just kind of ate a bit too much of my rears up. In like the middle third of the race, and obviously then suffered in the last bit. I thought I had Brian. This is my best race car driver excuse ever, but the last lap coming down to Graham Hill, I sneezed and forgot to brake. So then had to save the car, and Brian obviously got back past me and had a little bit of a battle to the line with him and Stephen Daly, I think. So yeah, the joys of hay fever kind of screwed me out of third place a little bit in that one, but you know, no matter what, it's a lot of fun, and obviously on to the next race to see if we can improve a little bit.
Well, fingers crossed, mate. It's certainly it's a long time to be driving these cars around a track like this, isn't it? It's quite a tyre-intensive circuit, because a lot of the corners, they're not the fastest corners in the world, but they're quite mid-speed, aren't they? They're all about carrying momentum through. It really chews them up, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the key here is just maintaining that traction and obviously keeping kind of forward bite and drive into the car, and it's all about patience. Obviously, in time, you know, it's only about half an hour, but it's 38 times round, and obviously because of the short lap, it feels like a really long time. So yeah, it's just all about patience in those first laps, and obviously those first laps will kind of set you up as to where you'll be for the kind of end of the race, if you can keep a bit of life in the tyres for longer than everyone else. But yeah, it's another thing to think about, and obviously no pit stops, no fresh sets of tyres. It really places a kind of importance on looking after them, and also obviously being in the right place at the right time. So yeah, it's just one more exciting thing to obviously keep a handle on as the race goes on.
Definitely, mate. Well, I certainly look forward to watching the next one. Thanks very much for the quick chat, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon, mate.
Yes, sounds good. Thanks, Chaz.
Cheers. And we will speak to Alex again a little bit later on when he joins us to reveal who has won the prizes, who has finished the evening with some tickets to the American Speedfest here at Brands Hatch. I do want to just say again, apologies for the disconnection so far, everybody. I know that it's not the greatest of viewing experiences, but I'm doing what I can with what I've got at the moment. It's not the easiest of things to manage. If it does disconnect again, I'm going to go to a backup and use my phone for 4G, just FYI. So do bear with me while I get everything reconnected, but that's if that happens. Got my fingers crossed that it won't go down again. But I really appreciate you all sticking with us here at Vertex Esports. Do make sure you subscribe. You know, we put a hell of a lot of effort into everything we're doing at the moment, and it'd be great to have you with us for not just this sort of event, but the Vertex Mixed Bag World Cup, the Vertex Stock Car Cup as well, which is the real flagship championship on this channel and with this brand. And of course, we have the Track Velocity Racing special events, the Windback 150, which will be the NASCAR Next Gen machinery racing at North Wilkesboro. That's going to be a hell of a race. Can't wait for that one. They'll be broadcast by me, Chaz Draycott, and my terrible internet. But I hope you can join us for those as well. We're currently watching Joe Warhurst at the moment, the only driver out on track currently. He's just putting some lap times in warm-up, and the session ends very abruptly there. There's Barney, the iRacing flagman, waving his checker flag. And we have the grid for the second race of the evening then. So this will be the second and final race of the night. And it's going to be an absolute belter. Mikey Doble on pole position then, alongside Ben Carino, the top two of that last race. Brian Crowell's third, alongside Alex Sedgwick. Stephen Daly lines up fifth. He's going to want to try and jump Alex as quickly as possible. Joe Warhurst will start sixth. His dancing partner, Harry Grindle, starts seventh ahead of Ben Gregory. Watch out for Ben making more progress now that the field is back together. Then it's Ben Bennyworth and Kenny Mitchell rounding out your top 10. Aaron Thompson then lines up alongside Kyron O'Malley, with Aaron Smith behind them in 13th place, your reigning double Vertex Stock Car Cup champion. And then me at the back of the grid. But I, of course, am not racing. So another 38-lap race. The NASCAR Euro Series does 38-lap races around this circuit as part of the American Speedfest every year. That's the sort of racing that we're mimicking here. And everybody gets underway for the second time tonight. Now, there is potential of a competition caution in this race as well, which you might see live, because old Chaz here is in charge of them. So it's a 38-lap race. So at lap 20, if everything is very, very spread out, we will have a competition caution. What's best here is that the drivers don't know about that yet, unless they've got the stream on in the background while they're racing. Some of them do that, believe it or not. They do listen to the commentary, even with the delay. This is about 5-10 second delay to those guys. Anyway, for the second time tonight, Ben Carino staying nice and close to Mikey Doble, maybe a bit unnecessarily close, but it wouldn't be Ben without it. Second race of the night then. And the Vertex Brands Hatch iRacing Challenge is underway, and it's a fantastic start by all of the top six. All of them stick together. Ben Carino tries to chuck it around the outside of Mikey Doble. Doesn't manage to make the move this time. Stephen Daly and Warhurst are side by side. Sedgwick's up to third, and he's looking down the inside. Doesn't work for him. Crowell's is in there as well. Oh, Sedgwick's been turned, the boss man. He's off. Where did Brian Crowell's end up? Because he was very sideways. Oh, he's been turned as well by Warhurst. Bumper goes flying. Ben Gregory and Kenny Mitchell are involved in there as well. He's side by side with Harry Grindle, actually. It's Brian Crowell's who has the nightmare. Not sure whether Brian just ran wide. Oh, there's contact. Grindle and Gregory. Oh, it's an absolute nightmare for Alex Sedgwick. So watch what Alex does here. He gets a really good run. He clears Brian, and he goes over to the right. And then suddenly decides to go back to the left, gets a tiny tap. Oh, he gets hooked around the front of Warhurst, and then Warhurst continues his war path and hits Brian Crowell's. Not on purpose, of course, but I think Brian just ran a little bit wide there and there wasn't the room. Oh, Aaron Thompson's had a big one into the wall. He needs to get the car out of the way. Grindle's gone off. Oh, it's all kicking off now. Remember, you've got to finish both races if you want the prize. Stephen Daly's up to third place. He's got Warhurst behind him, and he'll be scared absolutely to death with having Warhurst behind him after the contact and everything so far. I say that in jest. But Sedgwick and Crowell's, well, they're going to have to do some work to get back through the field. Here's Ben Gregory down the inside of Kenny Mitchell. Just gets it done. Oh, Kyron's gone off. Oh, O'Malley off big time. iRacing's new damage model doing its thing there. Now Now, what happened to Kyron? He's got Sedgwick flying up behind him. Has he just gone in a little bit too hot, maybe? Oh, yeah. Way too hot into that. And we'll save him the spoils. So, we continue. Lap 3 out of 38 then. As I've said, competition caution, lap 20. Drivers don't know that yet. Here's Aaron Smith from Satellite Racing. Although it just says Carolina at the moment. Not quite sure why it doesn't say his team name. It should do. Apologies, Aaron. VRS Satellite Racing, I should say. It should change now anyway. There you go. Done it properly. Right then, your lead battle, these two once again. Mikey Doble and Ben Kriener. Two of the most exciting drivers to watch in this championship. Look for Stephen Daly in the background as well in third place. And he's got a great view of this battle going on. Oh, Kriener's very sideways into Paddock Hill Bend. Manages to save it. Well, you can see Ben trying to make the attack. We need to look at this though, because Aaron Smith's trying to get past Ben Bennyworth, and he's got Harry Grindle down the inside of him. Smith trying to attack while defending. It's not the easiest job to do, but this is good training for your double Vertex Stock Car Cup champion. And then Alex Sedgwick just behind these guys as well. Stephen Daly did the fastest lap of the race on that previous lap. So hats off to Stephen Daly. Really bringing the pace at the moment. Oh no. Aaron Smith and Harry Grindle have come to blows. There's damage. Let's have a look. Did it involve Bennyworth? Or did Grindle then hit Aaron? Is that what's gone on here? Aaron brakes hard. Parked on the apex. Oh, this was clearly a previous lap. So Sedgwick looks down the inside. Grindle's gone in too hot. Oh, nails Aaron Smith. And then Aaron hits Harry. Not on purpose, obviously. Harry waits for him, though. That's good sportsmanship from Harry Grindle. Nicely done, mate. Oh, look at that cutback by Ben Kriener. It doesn't quite get the run that he wants, though. Brian Krause is off the road. Big damage to Brian's car. Looks like a proper used-up stock car, that, doesn't it? Love how they call them stock cars. These things are far from stock, i.e. standard, as we say over here. Kriener looking very racy again, though. He always does, doesn't he? In the Interstate Batteries machine. He wants to get this job done. Doble down the inside of O'Malley. Oh, Kriener lifts up the rear end of Doble's car. And he's going to go in front. No waiting around, says Ben. Wow. Do you call that fair or not, everybody? What do you reckon? Mikey Doble's back down the inside, though, as they go to Surtees. And he's back into the lead. That's how you bounce back, says Mikey Doble. Now look at Stephen Daly behind the pair of them. Now, bump and run tactics are a thing, is the millennial way of saying it. It's a thing in NASCAR, bump and run tactics. You don't usually get penalised for such manoeuvres, from what I know, but this isn't normal NASCAR. We're racing on a road course, so to me this is road course racing, as the Americans call it here on iRacing. Oh, and again, Ben lifts up the rear end of Mikey Doble's car and tries to use it as a means to get through. See if Stephen Daly does it to Ben and see if Ben moans about it. Oh, Doble's had a nightmare through Graham Hill Bend. Kriener goes through. Creaner now into the lead as they go into the final corner. Can Mikey get a good run out of here and try and take advantage? Creaner holds a tighter line down the inside. And as we go on to lap 10, Doble can't do anything about it. Joe Warhurst is with these guys as well now in the number 95. Ben Gregory is 4 seconds back. Creaner's off. Creaner's overdone it on his way into Paddock Hill. And he's lost the lead to Doble again. Still though, Daly and Warhurst queuing up behind. Go on board with the 95 of Joe Warhurst. Down the back straight they go. Through Surtees, it's great the amount of pace these cars can carry through there. Smooth on the power. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin there for Joe. Car steps out and over the little crest there as well. That's lap 11. Fantastic pace from all four of these drivers though. They're doing a high 47s at the moment, which is just crazy pace really. Oh, Kyron O'Malley's had an off. He's got going again. Maybe just another little spin there for Kyron. But this is great stuff by Mikey Doble. He's back in the lead of this race somehow. Still holding on. A bit further back, we've got Kenny Mitchell with Ben Bennyworth and Aaron Smith right behind him. This is the battle for 7th, 8th and 9th. Grendel quite a few seconds off these guys in 10th. This is your lead battle once again, still going on. You can see a little bit of damage on the front of Ben Creaner's car. A little bit of guilty damage, you could call it. You can see the differing lines through clearways. Onto the Brabham straight. Just doing everything so smoothly, isn't he, Mikey Doble? It's joyous to watch. But Ben is just a demon on the brakes, isn't he? Oh, Aaron Smith and Kenny Mitchell have just swapped places. Aaron has passed Ben and Kenny in the last couple of corners. The last lap at least. Oh, Ben has a blink in and out. Aaron's just later on the brakes. Gets it done. He took Kenny the following lap as well. Now, how did he get this done down here? Because that can't have been easy. Nice stuff around the outside. And this is when he got past Kenny Mitchell. Oh, Kenny's just gone a little bit deep into Paddock Hill Bend, and that's affected his run. Aaron just a little bit later, a little bit lighter on the brakes. He gets the job. Nicely done down the inside. This though is just getting closer and closer and closer between these pair. Ben Creaner climbing around the back of Mikey Doble's car. Lap 15. Oh, excuse me. Lap 15. Doble still leads them. Daly doing a good job in third, but him and Joe Warhurst have both dropped off this fight a little bit now. Maybe just overworking the tyres at this stage of the race. We saw in the earlier race there was a number of drivers that put way too much work through the tyres early on and couldn't benefit from it. Now Creaner went very wide at Graham Hill Bend there. And I know that you can get a slowdown penalty if you go really far off there. take advantage of it too much. So maybe he just needs to be careful about that. Look at them, just they get over that crest and then the nose just dips. It's like the back end of the car just sits up. It's absolutely awesome to see. Watch this as they come towards us now. Watch Aaron Smith as they go over the crest. Ready now. Suddenly it just sits up. The front end dives towards the ground as they go on the brakes. Just the combination of that movement and then going over a little crest coming towards us just looks fantastic. What a great looking car. Really do love these things. They are true machines. Great pace so far though from Ben Creaner. Once again rapid, but Mikey Doble holding true, holding station, staying strong. On to lap 17. So scary. Every single time they go down Paddock Hill Bend, the car compresses so aggressively at the bottom of the hill. We've seen it spit drivers out to the right, spit them out to the left. They can catch anybody out. Creaner again using loads of runoff. Sideways through Surtees. Gets it saved. Oh, Daly's gone off. Oh no, Stephen Daly. Let's have a look how he did this. Through the left. Oh, just on the power. Gets away from him. He spins up the rears and then locks up the front. So Joe Warhurst has gone from 6th up to 3rd place. Good race by Joe. Creaner is ahead of Doble, is he? He's not. He's locked it up. Gets back on the power. Nearly hooks them together. Still Doble keeps this lead. Let's have a look at how Ben did it. Did Mikey have a little moment on his own? He's gone in a little bit hotter than he would have liked there. And then he defends the inside. Creaner gets a great run around the outside. But Mikey's got the ideal line into Druids. On to lap 19 they go. Don't forget, lap 20. We get the competition caution. I'm going to wait until... Well, Brian Crowles is the last car on the lead lap, so I'm going to wait till Brian has crossed the line before it gets thrown. So these guys will be most of the way round a lap by the time he's done it. Brian is going to come across the line in just a moment now in what's left of his Chevrolet Impala and the rest that's hanging off the back. So it would get thrown now. So we've got another lap for these guys, pretty much. And Mikey Doble is still out front. It's epic racing. So clean by Mikey Doble. Now Bennyworth and Grindle are close together, right behind Kenny Mitchell once again. Wait for Brian Crowles to come across the line. You will see me do this live, so the iRacing UI will come up. Now I should have admin privileges to do this. And there we go. We have the competition caution. So everybody will calm it down. Doble and Creaner will be the first guys to get picked up by the pace car. And then Warhurst, Daly, Ben Gregory will love that. He's got a huge gap that's going to get much smaller now to the guys in front. And this is going to not only take a few laps away from these guys, but it's also going to give them a little bit less time to have to manage the tyres for. They can potentially look after them here behind the pace car. But it bunches the field up and gives everybody another fighting chance. Brian Crowles has come into the pits, which is good use of this time to get the car fixed. you'll see the bodywork just pop out. There it goes. Lovely stuff. Gets what's known as a fast repair here on iRacing. Oh, Kyron's gone off behind the pace car, unfortunately. And here's the field. I'm intrigued. Stephen Daly, I don't think, is weaving to keep his tyres warm there. I think he's just weaving for the sake of moving around. Ben Bennyworth comes into the pits. Maybe Ben's going to get a couple of new tyres on that car. Maybe a fresh set of boots. Oh, there's a fresh broadband connection. So do I as well, apparently. Into the pits comes Ben. Now, will you see the car get jacked up on either side for tyres? No. That's interesting. Maybe just fuel to get to the end. They shouldn't have to fuel save, though. So I can't see why that would make much of a difference. But maybe he knows something I don't. Now, Joe Warhurst, I get his name right. Joe Warhurst has been really interesting this race and this whole evening. He had a great fan base in the chat earlier on. I'm sure he's making them proud at the moment. Started, I think, 9th after qualifying. Finished the first race in 6th, and now he's up to 3rd. If only there was another one, he could go from 3rd to 1st. But with the battling from these guys in front of him, Mikey Doble and Ben Creaner, he could very well still do that. He could gain places very, very easily and very, very quickly. Now, the lights are still on the pace car, so we'll have another lap yet after this one. The beautiful iRacing Porsche pace car. It's basically a 911 GT3 Touring. It's like the Cup car without the rear wing, basically. Gorgeous thing. Going to see if we can go on board with it for a moment there, but clearly not. So now we'll go on board again with Mikey Doble. They're getting told to go 2 by 2. So we're going to get a 2 wide restart, I think. Mikey was over to the right, but seems like it's not 2 by 2 yet. Lights still on the pace car, so we're going to get another one after this. That's Kyron O'Malley being told to go around and gain his lap back. Aaron Thompson is out of the race after his big hit earlier, the only retirement of this race this entire evening, actually, which is a real shame. But remember, you don't have to win the races to win prizes. Even you in the chat could win prizes too. There's plenty on offer. Right then, let's see what the lights on this pace car do now. They should surely go off once it crosses the line. It'll cross the line now. Yep, they're off. Right then. Are we going to get 2 by 2? Or are we going to stay single file? It's not going to be many laps to the end of this race. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a single file restart then. Doble from Creaner, Warhurst, Daly, Gregory, Sedgwick, Smith, Mitchell, Grindle, Bennyworth, Crowles and O'Malley, who is making his way back round to join up at the back of the grid. Needs to get a bit of a move on though, because the field is about to come into the final corner for the 25th time to start lap 26, and to get this race back underway then Mikey Doble will lead the field away with Ben Creaner right behind him. And we're away again. Look at Kenny Mitchell getting a run in the background. He's going to try and go around the outside of Aaron Smith. Alex Sedgwick looks down the inside of Ben Gregory into turn 1. There's contact between Stephen Daly and Joe Warhurst. Oh, Sedgwick has to get out of it from down the inside. Like I said before, if you have to adjust your line or get harder on the brakes or harder on the throttle at any point, these cars become so difficult to manage. More contact between Warhurst and Daly, the two of them wobbling about through Graham Hill Bend, and this is meaning that the top 2 can break away. We were wondering whether anybody else would get the chance to fight with the top 2 because of this competition caution, but no. Instant fighting from everybody else in this early stage of the restart anyway, means that the top 2 can get away. Aaron Smith there all over the back of Ben Gregory. Ben's gone very deep into Paddock Hill Bend, but gets it stopped nicely. It was him and Aaron Smith that both went off there in race 1, don't forget. Oh, Kenny Mitchell's had a bit of a smack from Brian Crowles, I think. Certainly sounded like contact there. They were certainly side by side at least. Let's have a quick look. Brian maybe a big send up the inside. Yes, it was. Lively stuff from Brian Crowles. So on to lap 28 of 38 then. It's Doble from Carina, then it's Warhurst holding off everybody else. Stephen Daly, Alex Sedgwick, Ben Gregory, Aaron Smith. Sedgwick takes a lot of the grass down the inside. Oh, a big wobble as the bottom of the hill very quickly comes to him. Oh, just behind Aaron Smith down the inside of Ben Gregory. Nearly making contact, very close together. Smith is all over the place, trying to find any bit of traction that he can out of that car. It looks like Ben Crean has dropped off from the back of Mikey Doble slightly. Not sure possibly what's caused that. Maybe Ben just lighting up the throttle a little bit too hard on the exit of the corner. This is awesome racing so far. Ben Gregory just in front. It's on the power. Oh, Aaron Smith with a big wiggle there. Now Grindle's dropped back a little bit. He's got Brian Crowles attacking him as well. Right there with him. Sedgwick and Daly swapping places. Daly takes it back, says have that. Side by side again towards Surtees. Oh. There very nearly wasn't any room left for Sedgwick there. He puts his nose back down the inside. Contact. Oh, Daly's around. Does he save it? Oh, he's got collected by Gregory, who's then hit by Smith. Gregory's off. No. Oh, Ben. Alex Sedgwick's come in the pits. Oh, I think he's waited for Daly. Fair play to him. Fair play. Let's have a look at that once again. So this is where it all started then, Druids. So Sedgwick puts his nose down the inside of Daly. They get side by side coming down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend. Alex is on the Astro and the concrete on the right. Stephen just comes across. And Alex lines it up, chucks it left, chucks it right, nice and late, down the inside. And Stephen just doesn't really turn in on Alex. Alex just understeers a little bit, and then in the checkup, Smith hits Gregory. Gregory goes around, and Alex very kindly waits for the pair of them. And this is the battle at the front. I imagine if there's contact here, they're not going to wait for each other. These two both very fierce, real-life racers. Lap 31 out of 38. Sedgwick is right behind Gregory again, so he's giving him a good fight for his money. Not that there's money involved between these pair. But Gregory making Alex work hard as well. He can be a very, very good defensive driver, can Ben Gregory. I've raced with him for a very long time. He used to be teammates in the BSR Kia Club Series. Now this is Brian Crowles, who's had a relatively incredible race, actually. He's one place down from where he started. He started third on the grid. But he was last at the end of the first lap, and he's now back up into third again. So he's had a really good comeback as Brian. We saw him take his fast repair earlier. He's repaired his damage. He's gone flying back up through the order. Aaron Smith's got a bit of damage. Kenny Mitchell's going well in 7th. He'll be really pleased. Probably a much better evening in terms of results than what he expected. In the number 4 Racing for Luby machine. Here's Cedric and Gregory. Glued together at the hip at the moment. Cedric tries to go around the outside, nothing doing there. Tries to cut back on Ben. Gets his nose down the inside. Oh, he's on the grass though, car out of shape. Gregory's got the run, so Alex tucks back in behind him, then chucks it back down the inside again. He's having to work for this, is Alex. I know that Ben will be loving having the fight with a real ARCA NASCAR driver. Oh, he's squirming around on the brakes, is Alex, but that's just how good he is. Look at that. Amazing stuff. Gregory with a big drift on the exit, and Alex Cedric goes through. That was tasty stuff. Bennyworth's off. What happened to Ben Bennyworth? Whoa, just lights it up, overcorrects it one way then the other. Naughty. Let's have a look at this move from Alex Cedric again then. So Ben comes over to the right a little bit to just close the gap. But Alex just wiggles his way like a greased piglet down the inside there. Lovely stuff. Now. Come on. To the front. It was very, very close there between Ben Kriener and Mikey Doble. Oh, as Kriener lights up the rears, gets it sideways. There's only a few laps of this race left to go. And Mikey is holding on again. Somehow just doing this. It's been perfect performances so far. Kyron O'Malley just in front of them. Stays to the left. He doesn't want to interfere with the lead battle. Oh, Ben. He's done it again. Just pushed him out of the way. Mikey's now trying everything he can to get the run back and return the favour, maybe. Oh, they're so close. So, so close. Don't dump him, Mikey. Don't dump him. It'll look so, so bad if you dump him. He's giving him a bit of encouragement, at least. Fantastic racing, though. They get away with it. A little bit naughty in my eyes from Kriener, but these guys know the very different rules on contact in this form of sport. Or at least this genre of the sport. And what can Doble do about getting him back? Well, that'll do. That'll have something to do with it. Kriener's gone very sideways. Somehow manages to still make the corner. What a drift from Ben Kriener that was. How on earth did he make that stick? Now he's overdone the tyres though. He's very sideways again. Doble tries to go past him. There's contact. Wasn't really an intentional block from Kriener. The car was already going that way. Mikey tries to just get around him, but he's got the better tyres right now, surely. Kriener's going to have overworked them. Doble lifts up the rear end, gives him a bit of a helping hand, and another one. He says, you did that to me, mate. You have some of it back. He's going to go around the outside now. Oh, Ben runs him over to the left-hand side of the road. This is now the final lap. No, it's not. Sorry, this is lap 37. Epic racing from these pair, though. I'm not sure if they'll be laughing or screaming or cursing or what. Kriener goes in hot. Oh, he's done it again. Come on, Ben. He's trying to run him out of road. More contact down the hill. Doble says, you want some of it? Have it back, sunshine. They still get away with it. Kriener lights up the rears. Oh, I really don't want this to end in tears. It's been a fantastic fight so far. But it's 4 times tonight. Kriener's... Oh, come on, Ben. That's 5 times he's gone into a corner now and just hit the back of Mikey Doble. Now look at this. Joe Warhurst wants to get involved. Round the outside of Kriener he goes. This could be a win for Joe Warhurst, you know. What can he do about Mikey Doble? We're on to the final lap of the race, final lap of the evening. Warhurst goes really hard on the brakes, round the outside. Has he overcooked it? I think so. Manages to get it back onto the racing line, though, on the exit of the corner. Crean is now back down the inside. Now. Oh, Crean has run out wide and Warhurst is there. Warhurst ends up off the road. Crean is pushing like a madman to try and get this back, but is Mikey Doble on the verge of taking 2 wins out of 2 this evening? I tell you what, he's had to work a hell of a lot harder for this one than he did the first one. Let's see. Oh my goodness me, Ben. Oh my goodness me. Anyway, away from that, Mikey Doble takes the win. What a flawless evening for Mikey. Epic stuff. Absolutely epic. Well done, Sunshine. Crean a second. Flipping heck. Warhurst third. Crowles finishes fourth. Grindle fifth. Then Aaron Smith. Kenny Mitchell is going to finish seventh. Stephen Daly is eighth after the earlier contact. Alex Sedgwick finishes behind in ninth. And it's Ben Bennyworth and Ben Gregory. But Mikey Doble. Mikey Doble. Yes. Oh my life. That was just unbelievable. Now you can say things like this were a little bit naughty, which I think they were. But I know that can be acceptable in this form of racing sometimes. But Mikey Doble ultimately takes the win in what's been a fantastic night for him. That one I don't think there was any contact, you know, but then I don't think there was any contact in this one, if I'm being fair. Sorry, Ben. Oh, I think that there might have been a bit. Even still, they provided fantastic entertainment, did the pair of them. And Mikey Doble took a very, very well-deserved race win. We'll show you your race results then while that plays in the background. Mikey Doble wins by 0.7 of a second from Ben Creaner. Joe Warhurst had a really good evening, actually. Finishes in third place. Brian Crowles was fourth. Harry Grindle fifth ahead of Aaron Smith. Kenny Mitchell, Stephen Daly, Alex Sedgwick and Ben Bennyworth. Then it was Ben Gregory, Kyron O'Malley 1 lap down, and Aaron Thompson unfortunately crashed out very early on. We've got a lot of people wanting to speak to us after that first one, and somebody I want to drag in and have a quick sort of condolences chat with is Ben Gregory. Ben, you certainly had to work hard for that there, mate. That's it looked like a lot of fun, though. You still got a fight with Alex out of it.
Yeah, it went pretty well. Yeah, that was tough. I'm sweating buckets. It's so warm, and that was a hell of a lot of stress. Everyone was fighting super well. A little bit of argy-bargy on the restart, but god damn, that was good.
And you know, the car looked good as well. I mean, it's a very tasty livery, one of the most complete looking liveries out there tonight. Did you feel that you had the capability to get more of a result out of that, or did that sort of go as you'd expected in a way, with a bit of the argy-bargy around here?
Touring car-ish, but I actually felt quite quick. I qualified okay, considering some of these guys are genuinely stunningly quick. But I think I got a little bit of damage early on the first one, and then obviously that second spin after the safety car in race 2. But yeah, I felt good. It had fun. That's the main thing. That was awesome.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate. And could this potentially spark an entrance into the Vertex Stock Car Cup in future? I didn't get a word of that. Sorry.
Don't tempt me.
Well, it's a great series, mate. It's a great series, and if my internet holds up, it'll be broadcast as well. But either way, well done tonight, Ben. Really good to see you out there, mate, and we'll hopefully speak to you again soon.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Have a good one.
Cheers. Great stuff. Long-time friend of mine, Ben Gregory, and a really, really good racer all round. But the other man, who's been a good friend of mine for a while now after joining the Vertex Stock Car Cup, and is a very potent racer indeed, especially tonight, Mikey Doble. Mate, you must be over the moon with that. That looked like a right laugh.
Oh, it was great fun. Really good fun. It's probably the hardest 2:38 lap races I've ever had and ever will have, to be honest. The heat in my sim room right now is unbelievable, hotter than I've ever had in a race car. especially with Ben breathing down your neck for 38 laps. Well, no, 76 laps.
Yeah.
So no, I really loved that. It was great racing all the way through.
Now, obviously, the moment I want to speak about is, of course, the little bits of contact here with Ben. I know that in this form of motorsport, it's often accepted, that sort of manoeuvre, but what were your feelings at the time? Was it just sort of having a laugh and enjoying the racing as it was, or was it frustrating to be tapped out of the way a few times?
It wasn't frustrating me. I mean, I was just trying to manage, both races, I was trying to manage my pace. I wasn't trying to go guns out and burn the tyres up. So I was kind of just backing Ben into the pack a little bit more so in race 2, just to try and conserve my car. And I knew the bumps were coming, and he tried it halfway through. I was fine, because whatever he gave to me, I was going to give back, sort of in a maybe more professional way than some of the bumps I had. But in the end, generally every time he overtook me, he sort of lost it on his own anyway, so I didn't have to apply the chrome horn. But yeah, and then second to last lap through clearways. I've got no problem with it. I was perfectly on my line, and then I got a tap, and I don't know if he planted it to try and straighten me up, because I was around then. If it wasn't for Ben keeping his foot in it, and then we had was it Joseph
Yeah,
in third. Nearly had us both on the last lap while we were embroiled in our own battle. But no, I think hopefully it was exciting for the viewers to watch.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was us both trying, actually. It wasn't us messing about at all. We were both trying for the win.
Well, it was certainly epic to watch, mate. While my internet did hold up at certain points, we had a few disconnections, but either way, we caught the good bits, and we caught both wins, and both times you crossing the line, so that's immortalised forever. But very well done, mate. Epic to see, and I imagine, does that give you a little bit more confidence to the next season of Vertex Stock Car Cup?
Yeah. I sort of feel like I've been gradually improving in these cars. I feel like I got there on the ovals last season, not so much the circuits, but I'm not sure why Aaron wasn't on his usual pace today. I thought he'd be the person to beat, considering how well he normally goes in a NASCAR round on the circuit races of the Vertex Stock Car Cup. But hopefully I've been doing a little work on trying to get better on the circuits, so hopefully come next season maybe I'll be able to go one better than second.
Well, let's see, eh? We'll find out one way or another, but great to speak to you. 1 second, mate.
Cool, no worries.
Okay, so we very quickly move on then to speak to the boss man himself, Mr. Cedric. It looked like you had another lively race there, to say the least, mate, but certainly a lot of fun all the same. It looked like you had...
Cool.
Hello again, everybody. Sorry about the issues there once again, but I'm here with bossman Alex Cedric, who is going to go through the random draw for the prizes for the evening. But just first off, Alex, what a second race you had there. A real shame about the contact, but it was all part of the fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It was eventful, at least. Obviously, a little bit of an incident to start the race. Smashing through, making a good comeback. The caution obviously helped a lot. The middle part of the race was where I kind of burnt up my tyres in the first one, so I tried to take it a little bit easier for that period, and it kind of worked perfectly, as then obviously the caution came out, and it meant that I had a little bit fresher tyres. Obviously then gave it a chance to cool down, and I think we were pretty quick and obviously making good progress, but yeah, just maybe a little bit too ambitious with Steven. I think me being fairly aggressive to try and get past, obviously him being fairly aggressive to not let me get past, and obviously a little bit of a tap, and we came together. So yeah, not the end of the world. Obviously still had a lot of fun. Obviously Mikey and Ben did a great job up at the front, battling each other as well. So yeah, good fun all round.
It certainly looked like a lot of fun, mate. It was constant battling, but of course we have the matter at hand, which is the prize giving, essentially, which is the random draw.
We do indeed. So yeah, so to qualify for the prizes, effectively, it's a random draw rather than based on position. All you had to do was finish both races. So out of our 13 starters, 12 of which made it to the end of both races. So I'm going to load up the trusty Google random number generator, and we'll do it on the finishing position of the second race. So the first draw will be for 2 tickets to American Speedfest, either for this year or for 2022, obviously depending on what we can do with restrictions. So if I click to generate a number, then they go to the driver who finished in 7th place. So that is Kenny Mitchell.
Kenny Mitchell gets the 2 tickets. Nicely done. He was saying earlier today that he wanted to enter the event because it'd mean a hell of a lot to his son as well to get those tickets. So that's really nice to hear. And I mean, couldn't go to a nicer bloke really. Kenny's just a star, isn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. No, hopefully Kenny and his son can obviously enjoy them. Long drive down from Scotland, though.
Yes.
So yeah, so second prize, well not second prize, next prize is VIP access with Speedfest. So obviously this year, because of COVID restrictions, it's a little bit tied off. So this one will be rolled over to 2022, but effectively it will be a chance to, walk through the pits, have a little look through the garages, meet some of the drivers, poke around a stock car, bits like that. So if I generate once again, that goes to finisher or the driver who finished in 10th, which is Ben Bennyworth. So Ben Bennyworth wins that one.
I don't think he's actually, if my memory serves me right, I don't think he's too far from Brands Hatch either. So there you go, Ben Bennyworth. VIP access to the 2022, at least, American Speedfest. Smashing stuff. Lovely indeed.
Absolutely.
And is there a third prize as well?
There is indeed. So there's 5 sets of hero cards as well, or kind of poster cards. So they will be from the BELFOR ARCA car that I drove in Phoenix, and then the NBA 2K car, which it's not been revealed yet, but there's a pretty cool livery coming for a to be confirmed event very soon. So obviously keep an eye out for that. But there will be 5 recipients that will get one of those cards each. So the first one is finisher number 1, so Mikey Doble.
Love it. Lovely stuff.
And then number 2 is number 5, so Harry Grindell.
Harry Grindell gets one as well. Yep.
And then number 9, so I'll take that out because I won my own prize. Number 8, so Stephen Daly.
Smashing.
And then number 12, so Kyron
O'Malley.
And then last but not least, number 4, so Brian Krause.
And they all win the signed hero cards. Smashing stuff. Well,
that's right, there we go.
Epic prize giving, epic prizes, lovely stuff. Some very deserved winners as well. And I mean, to be fair, the whole event's just been a great laugh. We've got slow-mo footage of you drifting around the final corner right now. These cars are a hell of a lot of fun. Can we expect to see them again at some point soon, do you reckon?
Yeah, for sure. I think, they're a nice balance. Obviously, the thing iRacing seems to struggle with is kind of traction and tyre grip. So these being slightly lower power, a bit more, a bit of a sort of more linear. Don't know why I said Lineker.
Gary Lineker.
Yep. A more linear power curve rather than a bit peaky where the Xfinity cars are. They suit road courses a bit more. It makes them a bit more lively. They're a bit more of a handful, but they're easier to keep on top of as well. So for sure, it'd be good to do a bit more of them in the future, and I'm sure we'll be able to put them to good use at some point.
I'm sure that we will. Thank you very much, Alex. Great to speak to you, mate. Well done for putting the event on, and I'll hopefully speak to you again very soon, buddy.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Chaz.
Cheers, mate. Well, that is unfortunately all we have time for this evening, everybody. Thank you very much for your patience through all of the connection issues and all sorts that I've had tonight. I really do appreciate you all sticking with us. Hope you've enjoyed the event, though. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. Kenny Mitchell wins the 2 American Speedfest tickets for 2021, should the event go ahead, of course, due to government restrictions and so on. Ben Bennyworth wins VIP access and a garage tour for the 2022 NASCAR Euro Series when they go to the American Speedfest at Brands Hatch. And Mikey Doble, Harry Grindell, Stephen Daly, Kyron O'Malley and Brian Krause all win signed hero cards as well. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. This has been the Vertex Brands Hatch iRacing Challenge. I've been Chaz Draycott, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Good night.